This episode is brought to you by Whitaker Garage Doors, your one-stop shop for all things garage doors, proudly based in Peekskill, New York. Your home is a direct reflection of your personal style, and let's face it, your garage doors are the first thing people see when they pull up your driveway. Whether you're looking for the timeless charm of a classic carriage house door or the clean, sleek look of a basic wood finish, Whitaker Garage Doors offers traditional options for every taste and budget. I can personally vouch for their incredible service. When I had my own garage doors done, I was blown away by their timeliness, professionalism, and overall respect for their clients. Jonathan, Cassara, and their entire team are top-notch, and they really go the extra mile to ensure you're happy with the final result. So if you're in the market for a new garage door or need some repairs, give them a call or find them on Instagram at Whitaker_doors. Don't forget to tell them you're a friend of Dave's over at the No Snooze podcast. Whitaker Doors. You won't regret it. Now, back to the epi. Adversity? Bring it. The struggle? I welcome it. Snooze on life? Never that. I am Dave Regina, and this is the No Snooze podcast. Come on. Welcome back, No Snooze Podcast, episode 273. As always, I'm in the booth with a terrific three. We have Claudio the Voice, Valenzuela, Jennifer, the Chief Energy Officer Rozon, and I am Dave, the Body, Regina. Today's guest is Jennifer Rozon, founder of ReVibe Nutrition. She helps high-performing women over 40 regain their energy, confidence, and health without fad diets or extreme restrictions. Jennifer works with ambitious women balancing careers, businesses, and families who often feel exhausted, inflamed, and frustrated despite doing everything right. At the core of her work is a simple belief. Your greatest asset isn't time, it's energy. And today, we're diving into hormones, metabolism, burnout, leadership, and why so many high-achieving women feel stuck despite doing all the things they're told should work. Jennifer, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It is such an honor to be here. And by the way, that name, spot on.
The Chief Energy Officer, right?
Spot on. But also the pronunciation of my last name, spot on.
Listen, I pride myself on proper pronunciation.
Love it.
I hate when it's done to me wrong. I've heard Regina, 2 N's. I'm like, what are you doing? So when I ask someone their name, if you tell me it's Rozon, I'm coming strong with the
Yes.
Rozon.
Yes, I love it.
Right? And just for context,
Yes.
I want to say thank you for joining us today. We had a great opportunity to briefly meet at Health is Wealth, but I just want to say thank you for your participation in Health is Wealth on the Women's Wellness Panel. I got tremendous feedback. Sean Degnan and I both got really tremendous feedback specifically on your session. So thank you so much for pouring into the community the way that you did.
Thank you. I mean, it was such an honor, and I really loved the whole expo because I think a lot you encompassed with not only just health and wealth and money, but also so many other things: mindset, wealth, growth, personal growth. It's so important because health is not just all about what you eat. Wealth is not all about money. Mm-hmm. It's so much more than that. And I just wanted to say thank you for having me part of it, because I think a lot of people don't encompass all the aspects of what health and wealth is. It's all, oh, here, eat your meal plans, or here, do this workout, and that's it. But it's so much more than that. So I was so honored to be part of that because it was such a great expo. So great.
Thank you so much. And just FYI, the county wants us back for the next 5 years, I believe.
Oh, wow. I mean, of course, why not? It was such a great turnout.
It was a big win. But thank you for being part of the inaugural Health is Wealth Expo. I want to just tap into the environment of this morning for you, right? I could tell that, listen, you are somebody who is very punctual.
Yes.
You pride yourself on that. You do business the correct way. But I'm curious because you were clearly stuck in traffic and you were great with your communication. How did that feel for you when you know you have to be somewhere? I know it drives me nuts, but also when you're an expert in all the things that you're an expert in here, how did you manage that real time?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I had to check myself. Like, I was fine. I dropped off my daughter at school. I was on my way here. It was great. And then I hit traffic and I'm like, oh my goodness, my ETA is going to be 9:35. I told him I was going to be there 9:30. He wanted to start at 9:30. So my corporate side was like, oh my God, you're going to be late. That's so terrible. Like, you're not respecting somebody else's time. And this is what women, and not only women do, but corporate people do. They really put so much pressure on themselves to get places on time, do this, and put so much stress on themselves. And I really had to take a moment. And it's like, what would I tell my client? Like, I wouldn't tell my client, oh my God, you're so late, get in. And like, I would tell my client, take a breath. It's okay. Things are going to be fine. Nobody's going anywhere. If you can't make it, you can't make it. You'll schedule it for another day. So girl, relax. And I literally was talking to myself for 5 minutes. As I told you, I turned on my Zen music and I'm like, all right, let's center ourselves. So it was, I had to check myself. And you know, even as a nutrition coach, even as a mom, even as a businesswoman, we still battle with these things on a day-to-day basis, and we really have to be aware of it in order for us to control it. So I definitely had to take a 5-minute check.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing. I think it's so real. Oftentimes, I think there's a big misconception with thought leaders in any space. It's almost as if others think that you get past the point of never having to struggle yourself, which we just know is not true. So I appreciate you sharing that. What is the Zen music that you're listening to?
I actually listen to Buddhist meditation. I'm not a Buddhist, but I love the chants that they do, the music. It really does center me for whatever reason. Back in my early 30s, I was really into trying to get into Buddhism, but you know, just different things got into the way. But I really do like the mantra of just centering yourself, making sure you're taking care of yourself, you know, respecting other people, respecting your energy, centering yourself, all those things. I really do love it. So I do listen to some Buddhism, meditation, things like that to just calm myself down.
So this morning, and this wasn't even really on my agenda to talk about, but I think it works well. I'm very interested in peptides myself now. I'm starting to experiment with BPC 157, just in terms of rejuvenation and healing and all of this stuff. And I was listening to Andrew Huberman this morning. For those of you who don't know Andrew Huberman, you guys should definitely become familiar. He's literally one of the best doctors in the world, and really has just great experts on every single episode. And they were talking about the peptide pandemic, and not a pandemic in a bad way, but like, you know, just the, I guess how many people are using them nowadays. What's your thoughts, your personal thoughts and opinions on peptides?
You know, I had somebody actually ask me, so it's funny that you asked me this, but to me, I feel like it's not a pandemic, but it really is. It's like when everybody was talking about cortisol, and then everybody was talking about Ozempic, and then everybody was talking about GLP-1. So now it's the peptides. For me, I think that they are very beneficial. But for me, I feel like they are a tool. A lot of people, especially women that come to me, they use it as a Band-Aid. They're like, well, you know, my body is changing. You know, I don't feel right. My energy is low. So let me take these peptides and everything is going to be fine. But they're still only having coffee for breakfast, skipping lunch, not eating, you know, trying to survive on 1,100 calories. So I feel like, yes, they are very beneficial if they're paired with lifestyle, nutrition, and all these things. Because if you just take peptides or any other thing and you're still doing other things that are not supporting your body, not supporting your energy, not supporting your hormones, it's like it's just literally a Band-Aid. So I'm not against it. I just feel like right now women are using it solely for the purpose of fixing things and not focusing on what's the inner reason why your energy is low. You know, you're not sleeping, you have hot flashes, all these things. So yeah.
And what prompted me to really ask you that was they made a statement that women are currently utilizing more peptides than men. And I would have never thought that. It certainly makes sense, but I never would have known that.
Yeah.
Do you use peptides yourself?
I do not. I do not use peptides. I just focus on my nutrition. That's all I utilize to make myself feel better, and all the things. So I do not, but I do have clients that love it. And I'm like, go for it. I always tell women, whatever you do and whatever you try and it makes you feel really good, go for it. But let's make sure that we're also doing other things. We're working out, we're eating right, we're not skipping meals, we're not eating 1,000 calories and expecting our body to survive. So I don't, but my clients definitely are definitely using it.
I love that. Yeah, and the Band-Aid thing is very applicable to me because I feel like I'm so go, and I can easily utilize whether it's TRT or, peptides to mask what's really going on. But I have Crohn's disease as well. So I was diagnosed when I was 16 years old, and it's in full remission now because I took control early on and didn't listen to what the doctors were saying by any means. In your personal life, and really this is just for anybody, I think that you are most qualified to help the person that you used to be.
Correct.
Right? Now, before ReVibe Nutrition, what was your own personal struggle with anything health and wellness related? Because I got to think for you to get to where you're at now, there had to be some level of struggle in your own personal life.
Absolutely. Yeah. So for me, I started, I was always a heavy set girl.
Really?
Yes. I was very chunky, very chubby.
Wait, whoa. Let me cut you off real quick. If you're not on YouTube, you got to come check this out now.
Yes.
Listen, park your car, get off the treadmill, go to YouTube because you are in phenomenal shape.
Thank you very much.
That's incredible to hear.
Yeah, so I was always the chunky one of the family. And, growing up in a Dominican household, it was all about food, what you're eating, things like that. So for me, I was always struggling with my weight. Obviously, in my 20s, I was able to get control of it with nutrition and fitness, but I still struggled in college because now it's a new lifestyle. And then I met my husband, and then we were dating, and it was just a lot of stress, a lot of things. And the pressure to be perfect. I always had this pressure to be perfect, to look the part, be the part, because that's going to get you success, that's going to get you money, that's going to get you a corporate job. So I was always putting pressure on myself to be perfect and look perfect. So coming from being so heavy, I actually developed an eating disorder. So in my 20s, I developed an eating disorder, which I struggled with a lot, but I was able to get control of it. I met my husband. I had my son. It was just wonderful. But I still had the pressure of being perfect. So now I was no longer a woman trying to be a corporate woman, but now I'm a mom trying to be a corporate woman and be a corporate mom. So I always had this, belief that if you showed everybody you were perfect and doing everything great and you looked great and it worked out and everything was perfect, people will perceive you a certain way. So for me, it was really a big struggle. And I was able to control it. I was able to look good. I was able to be, fit and look the part until it didn't work anymore. And this is when I started to go through hormonal shifts, and I didn't even know what was happening. And I was a health coach, and I didn't even know what was happening to my body. I was like, oh my God, something's wrong with me. I went to the doctor. The doctor was like, oh, you're fine. You're in your 40s. That's what it is. You're getting older. So, just try to cut back on your food and maybe work out a little bit more. And I was like, what the hell? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I used to always work out, eat well, and it worked before. Why isn't it working now? And this is where I got into my hormones and looking into it and doing my own research, doing my own, looking up case studies. And that's when I really got into learning how hormones actually affect your body, especially when you're going through perimenopause. That's another thing. A lot of women don't even know they're going through perimenopause. They think that, you go through your menstrual cycle, then you go straight into menopause, and that's it. There's no in between.
Break this down for the male listener here,
Yes.
right? And a lot of us are in relationships, so we need to understand these words. And perimenopause is exactly what?
So it's funny you said that, because not even women know what it is. A lot of women don't even know what it is. So it's the transition. It's the interim between your menstrual cycle and you getting your menopause, going through menopause, which is when you stop your menstrual cycles.
What age is this typically happening?
It ranges
for
for a lot of women. Some women get it at 45. Some women start at 50. Some at 55. Some at 60. It really, that's the problem, that there is just not enough information out there for women. And this is where they're so confused, because it's like they know something's not right with their body. They know that they feel off, but there's just no answers. There's no information out there. They're not in menopause, clearly, because they're still getting their menstrual cycle, but they're in the in-betweeny and there's no information, but yet they feel so in a body that's not theirs. They're having hot flashes. They can't sleep. They're bloated. They're gaining weight which they never even had before. So for me,
Sounds like me sometimes.
so
Shoot, I don't know.
yeah. So for me, like when I went through it, I was like, there's no information. I'm all by myself. Like the doctors tell me I'm fine. Nobody else is going through it. So I'm left by myself trying to figure this out, and I'm ashamed because I'm a corporate woman. I figure things out. I run meetings. I run a business. Like, come on. Like, I can't figure this out. So it's very embarrassing. It's demeaning sometimes to myself, and then for as a woman, as a corporate woman, as a mother. So I just started to say, you know what? I want to create a space where women can just come and just talk about what the heck it is that they're going through. And that's where ReVibe is. It's like a revolution of not yet being in menopause, but yet not being a 20-year-old yet. You're in the in-betweeny and you're trying to figure things out and you just don't know what the heck is going on with your body. So that's where I created ReVibe from.
I love that. I guess what I want to know now, because when I hear wife, mother, corporate, own business, burnout comes to mind.
Yep.
How have you been able to deal with burnout in your own life? And now how has that experience allowed you to help and teach other women how to, I don't know if you can avoid it, but I guess how to navigate through it?
Yeah, of course. And that's the biggest thing. And this is why I always say, for me, energy is your biggest currency. Time isn't. Everybody's talking about time management. Time is very important to me. It's not, because you can get an extra hour, and if you feel not to yourself and your energy's to the floor, what's the point? So for me, especially working women, corporate women, we really have to tap into how we're actually utilizing our energy. Where are you wasting your energy during the day? Because a lot of women are not aware of that, especially corporate women. You know, the skipping of the breakfast, not eating enough calories. You're really dipping into your energy and you're depleting your energy, which is why a lot of women around 2 or 4 o'clock, they feel so depleted and everything, and it goes into the burnout. They're trying to do so much, but they're not focusing on themselves. They're not focusing on their energy. They're not focusing on how they're feeling. Like, oh, you know what? It doesn't matter how I feel. Like, I need to get things done. Like, I need to get up. I need to do this podcast. I need to do this meeting. I get to take the kids to school. I don't have time to think about myself, but it's so important for us to really take a step back and really focus on that. And this is where nutrition comes in. Nutrition is so important. And this is why I pride myself with working with women and just focusing on nutrition and not focusing on doing the peptides and the supplements. Before we do any of that, let's focus on what you're eating. How is that supporting your life? Because every woman is so different. I have women that are corporate women. I have women that are stay-at-home moms. Their energy levels are completely different because their schedules are completely different. So what she's eating, the CEO woman is eating, is not the same thing as a stay-at-home mom is eating. Not that one is better than the other, it's just different. So knowing your body, knowing your schedule, and really utilizing nutrition is so important to helping with burnout. Because again, if you don't feel well, how are you supposed to, perform during the day? Go to meetings and really focus on your energy and feeling really good. So for me, that's the way to avoid burnout, what you're eating and focusing on your energy.
You made a very profound statement that I think you're so comfortable with it in your own life. But to me, it was shocking to hear. But I think I agree with you. Time is not your greatest currency, but energy is. Yes. I've never heard that before.
I know.
And the way that you just skipped over that, like so casually, I want people to really hear that, because as you broke it down, you're like, well, if you have an extra hour, the hour is cool. But if you're feeling like shit, I mean, you can't really do anything anyway.
Right. What's the point?
Enter emoji here, because that is very, like, maybe just for me right now where I'm at in my life, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
And when did you come to that realization?
Going through my hormonal shifts.
Really?
Going through my hormonal shifts, because I was always go. In my 20s, go. I was able to do so much. And it was like, just do it. But after a while, like, your body is like, hey, listen, like, we can't keep up with you. And especially when you're going through hormonal shifts, it's even more like your body's like, no, we're going to take a pause here because we cannot keep up. You need to relax yourself. Yeah. So for me, I just found that I could have all the time in the world, but if I feel like crap or like shit, like you said, like, what is the point? What am I going to get done in that extra hour? Nothing.
Do you brand the heck out of that?
I'm I
I'm
haven't.
serious. Like, we need to have a personal conversation because
yeah.
that is a very significant statement that is not said
No, it's
often.
not. I know. During the panel, somebody came up to me, told me the same thing during the health as well.
I think anybody who really is a go-getter, that's going to really hit them hard.
Yeah.
You know, because everything I do in my life, I try to free up time.
Correct.
Everything.
Everything. Everybody does.
You're onto something here.
I'm going to have to talk to you.
Yes. No. Wow. I love it. So energy being the ultimate asset, right? What would you say are the biggest energy drains that most women maybe don't even realize are happening? But, you know, I have a very different understanding of, like, even the household too, because the way I grew up, you know, my mom and I didn't have the best relationship by any means. But she's a hero of mine. She's sober to this day. I love her to death. But I was living with my dad pretty much from the age of 14 on. And then once I got divorced in my own life, I was taking care of my own home, you know, which is not the standard protocol. And now I live with my beautiful queen, Catherine, who is just incredible. And she's Dominican too.
I see her. She's gorgeous.
Thank you so
beautiful.
much. But, you know, I guess so I'm curious to hear, what would you say are the biggest energy drains for women in that regard?
Yeah, for women, and especially going through hormonal shifts, the biggest drainer is not having breakfast. And, you know, honestly, I don't blame them. You know, a lot of women that I work with are CEO women. They're busy. They have kids. Their first instinct is they get up. They didn't sleep well last night because for whatever reason, they're preparing for a presentation. They didn't sleep well. They get up. They're like, oh, my goodness, I got to get my kids ready. They grab coffee. They're like, I don't have time for breakfast. I'm actually not even hungry. I'm just going to get in the car. When I get to work, I'll eat breakfast. They get to work. Meeting starts, I'm like, okay, let me just grab another coffee. That'll keep me up for a little bit so I can get something to eat. So skipping breakfast is the biggest drainage. That's number one, because again, you're just having coffee, but no protein, nothing else to eat with it. So your blood sugar level is going to spike and then it's going to crash really hard. And now cortisol is going to take over. Your insulin's going to have to work harder. Your hunger hormones are all over the place. So now your blood sugar levels all over the place. And this is the biggest drainage for women. And this is, again, it causes the 4 o'clock p.m. drainage of their energy as well, where they're getting their third cup of coffee, trying to stay awake to make it past, to make it past to the end of the day. So the biggest drainage for me, and I always tell women, is breakfast. If you skip breakfast, yes.
I'm going to challenge you on this.
Hit it.
Now, what about those who are intermittent fasting?
Yep.
What's your thought and take on that?
I love it. So for me personally, I don't advocate intermittent fasting, not for anybody else, for women that are going through hormonal shifts. So I only focus on women that are actually going through hormonal shifts, because this is the thing. Most women, they're already fasting you're already fasting at night. When you sleep, you're fasting. So if you go to bed 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, you stop eating, you don't wake up until 9 o'clock the other day. Now you've been already fasting for 12 hours. That's fasting. So for women, especially when they're going through hormonal shifts, when you skip and go longer than the 12 hours, you're now sending your body signals that something's going on. And your body's already going through so many hormonal shifts. Estrogen levels high, progesterone is high, then it's low, then it's high, then it's low. And now you're throwing in not even giving it food. Now your body's going to go in through complete chaos. And this is where women are draining their energy. And this is where women are actually causing their body to accelerate the hot flashes, the not being able to sleep, the anxiety, the mood swings. All these things are now going to bottle up. And this is why for me personally, with the women that I work with, I don't say don't do it. I just say let's work on it. So I had a client who came to me a couple months ago who was doing intermittent fasting, but she's going through perimenopause. So what I did with her was I told her, let's make sure that during the day, we're eating really, really well. We're balancing your blood sugar levels. We're eating enough protein. We're eating enough carbs. And in the evening, we're going to have some carbs, but very light. We're going to stop eating at 6 o'clock. And if you don't want to eat until 8 o'clock the next day, perfect. But make sure that 8:30, 9 o'clock meal is a good meal. Protein, fat, carbs. Therefore, we're balancing your blood sugar levels. We're not spiking your blood sugar levels, making cortisone work and making your insulin level overwork. Now we're balancing everything, because when you're going through hormonal shifts, your body's it's already in chaos. So we don't want to throw more things into it, which is why for me personally, I don't tell women to do intermittent fasting, but I'm not opposed to it. If you want to do it, let's do it the right way.
Right. So I love the specificity that you put there too, because you specifically spoke to women who are balancing their hormones.
Correct.
That's important. And then here is the other thing that I believe. Most people think that they're intermittent fasting, but then you wake up, you have a cup of coffee, which would be fine if it was black coffee. But now, shout out to my queen. She likes all the flavors. Shout out to CV. He likes all the flavors. So Catherine specifically doesn't intermittent fast for that reason. She's more on a caloric count, right? So that's what she does. She's understanding that she's not intermittent fasting. But I talk to people who are like, oh yeah, I'm intermittent fasting, but I just have my coffee and my creamer. I'm like, no, now you're really not fasting, and you're not getting the results from the actual fast.
Yes. No, and I know a lot of women do it as well for health reasons, cancer. Like I had a lot of clients do it because they want to, just prevent cancer.
Fasting is great for cancer, right?
It's fantastic for cancer. So a lot of women do it. And again, that's why I said I don't say don't do it. I just say let's do it the right way, especially for women that are going through perimenopause. Your body's already so confused. And if you're throwing in this new thing of intermittent fasting and your body is already in chaos, it's not the right way to really approach your body and make it calm. That's all we want, to calm your body down a little bit, especially when you're going through perimenopause.
For the past 5 years, I've trusted Kai Vision Studio with my podcast. And every time, Claudio delivers an exceptional experience. The setup here is flawless. Professional lighting, crystal clear audio, and a custom set that makes every episode look elite. As someone who speaks on leadership, I know how important it is to show up with clarity and confidence. This studio allows me to do just that. The quality here isn't just about the equipment, it's about the environment. Claudio has created a space where I can focus on my message, knowing the production will be sharp, engaging, and professional. In a world flooded with content, standing out matters. And having a studio like this gives me the edge to produce videos and podcasts that truly connect with my audience. If you're serious about creating high-quality content, I can't recommend Kai Visions enough. Claudio makes you feel at home, yet delivers at the highest level. 5 years in, I'm not going anywhere else. I want to shift over to hormones and metabolism a little bit. Are hormones always really the problem? Or are they often blamed for other things? I don't want to seem like I'm, you know what I mean? Like I'm really challenging women out here.
No.
But, if I get into a little disagreement with a lady, could be my lady, could be at work, could be something, they're like, my hormones, you don't understand, my hormones.
Yep.
And I don't understand.
Right.
But talk to me a little bit about this.
It's funny you said that, because I've had people tell me like, oh my God, you're such a dude. Because I'm like, women use hormones as an excuse.
Oh, I didn't listen. I didn't say it.
That's why I was like, let Dave finish, and then I'm gonna come in there. But a lot of women use hormones as an excuse. Now, I'm not saying that hormones is not. We don't take into factor your hormones, because yes, obviously you're going through the biggest biological change that you will ever go through in your lifetime. So yes, hormones 100%. But lots of women are blaming their hormones and skipping breakfast, only having coffee, having a salad with no sense of protein in it, waiting till 6 o'clock to eat dinner, and then munching at night. So you're kind of blaming hormones for things, but your habits are actually to blame. You're not prioritizing protein. You're not strength training. You're not eating. You're eating 1,100 calories and operating at like 2,000 and expecting your body to do what you want it to do, but you're not giving it enough fuel. It's like trying to drive from, Canal Street to all the way upstate on half a tank. It's not going to happen. Like, we want to make sure that we're optimizing our energy, and you have to give your body some food. So yes, I'm in agreement with you. Women do use hormones as an excuse a lot. But we can actually help our symptoms with nutrition, making sure that we're eating right, even if you're going through perimenopause, menopause, all the things. And this is what I work with women with. Like, yes, hormones is a factor, but we can work around it. We can actually help you feel really good with the foods that you're eating and what you're eating.
Shout out to all my lady listeners. I still love you guys. I didn't say it. She did. All right.
I still think I
didn't say it. I heard you say something. I think it was in one of your pieces of content that you put out. Metabolic damage, right? What is that, and can it be reversed?
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, metabolic damage is really slowing down your metabolism. It's basically just years and years of you eating very low calories, working your body out like crazy, and expecting your body to burn fuel and all the things. So for me, your metabolism is dependent on what you're eating. So yes, it can be reversed, and has been reversed so much because, again, a lot of women that come to me, they're eating like 1,000 calories and not burning any fat. They're gaining belly fat. They're like, what is going on? I'm barely eating. I'm working out really well. I'm doing all the great things, yet my body's not responding. And I'm like, that's because you've gotten through so much metabolic damage through all these years. Let's try to bring it back, bring it back with more food. And this is where we do the reverse dieting, where we are actually now increasing your calories and helping your metabolism kind of get back into the swing of things, pretty much waking it up, bringing back your metabolism to work at its ultimate best. And that's pretty much what we do in my world. We really, and it's funny when women come into my world because listen, I hired you to help me lose weight and you're making me eat more food. What the hell? And it's basically all these years of you eating such low calories, your body is not going to respond. You've been doing it for how many years and you're still in the same spot. So we got to do something different. We got to wake your body up. We got to give it more fuel so that it can actually respond to whatever it is that you're doing, especially when you're going through hormonal shifts.
This is very interesting.
Yeah.
So the metabolic damage, from my understanding, is the years of the buildup of slowing your metabolism down.
That's correct.
So now you go into a process of reverse dieting.
Correct.
I don't know why I'm thinking intermittent feasting instead of fasting. I could coin that. But so now you're eating more food to essentially speed up the metabolism.
That's correct.
But there's got to be a sense of strength training and working out here.
Oh, my goodness.
Talk to me about the benefits from what I know, right, in my own life, the importance as we age, male and female. Strength training is critical for bone density.
Oh, yes.
Right? And even as you're in your 60s and 70s and 80s and beyond, you taking a fall, your bones become very fragile. So the years of hypertrophy and strength training is pivotal to that point, right?
Yes.
Okay, so talk to me about strength training.
For me, again, that's the number one thing. So for when women come into my world, the first thing we do obviously is the foundations, which is nutrition. Let's fix your nutrition. Let's make sure you're eating very well. After women start to get that into their system and it's okay, they're able to do it, now we do strength training. Strength training to me is by far the most important thing other than protein. If you're not strength training, when you're going through perimenopause, menopause, I don't know what you're doing. This is the absolute most important thing that I have women do. And it's not just strength training. It's not just, let me lift some weights. Let me just do this for we're doing progressive overload. We are actually making sure that we're lifting and not just lifting the same weights, but lifting heavier and heavier and heavier as we progress. Because again, muscle is so important, especially when you're going through menopause. It helps you with your metabolism. It helps with your energy. It helps with estrogen. It helps with progesterone. It just helps your overall body feel really great. So strength training to me is essential. Now, a lot of women come to me and they're like, I love my cardio. I love my HIIT class. I am not going to get rid of it. And I'm like, that's fine. You can continue doing that, but we have to make sure that we're also strength training with that. It's very essential. It's if you're not strength training, it's and what you said also is very important. I think a lot of people, when they get to their 50s and 60s, they're like, oh my God, let me lift weight, which is not a bad thing. But if we can speed up or if we can kind of condense the time and start in your 20s and 30s and making sure that people are well informed with it, it helps way better when they're in the 60s and 70s, where they're, again, the bone density. This is so important. I actually had somebody who I knew who fell and hurt her hip. She can't do anything anymore because she can't lift, she can't do anything. But if she would have started earlier, we could have prevented it. Because bone density is so essential, especially with women going through perimenopause, hormonal, menopause, everything.
So there's a couple lady listeners right now as we speak. They're driving in the car and they want to start weight training.
Yes.
And I know what's on their mind. What is the minimum frequency that you would almost demand?
Yep.
Right? Like right from the start when it comes to weightlifting. Because it can't be every day. Right?
No,
But what would you say is the minimum frequency?
3 times a day. 30
Whoa,
minutes.
3 times a day?
3 times a week. Sorry. 3 times a week. I'm so sorry.
Like, damn.
Yeah, everybody
be out of shape for a while.
drove off the road. Everybody just drove off the road. No.
Like, I'm giving up.
Forget it.
Yeah.
No, 3 times a week minimum. 30
Okay.
minutes tops. 30 minutes.
Now I'm also gonna tap into something that you said that most people do not. I don't think they're aware of. I'm only aware of it because of Catherine in my life. She was doing HIIT training for a long time, and it's actually terrible for her, like hormonal balance with the cortisol and all that. What's going on with that? Because a lot of people think, oh my God, if my heart rate is up, then I got to be doing something good.
Yeah, and again, it's not bad. It's just to only do that 5 times. I know a lot of women do this, and I know a lot of women who come to me, they do this 5 times a week. They do Orange Theory, and again, no disrespect to Orange Theory. I love Orange Theory. I think it's great. I just feel like women use it too much and do it too much, and it's so detrimental to your hormones because again, right now we're going through such a shift in our bodies, and we want to make sure that we have everything calmed down. We want to make sure that our energies are calmed down, our cortisol are calm. Not that we can control cortisol, because everybody's going to go through cortisol. When you work out, your cortisol's up. When you wake up in the morning, your cortisol's up. It's not like you can erase cortisol, but cortisol really, if you have your cortisol level so elevated, especially when you're working out, it's really detrimental to your hormones. It's really detrimental to your metabolism.
Sleep and everything.
It's so detrimental to your sleep and your joints and your body and your muscle. It's just not something that I recommend women to do. Do it, yes, but not every single day. I have women come to me that do it every single day. I'm like, my goodness, woman, you need to relax. You need to calm it down. Because again, these women who do it, they do see definition and they do see changes, but then it stops. Then they hit a plateau.
Yeah. Even in my own life, I've gotten to the point now, I'm 36, and I've trained hard for years, since I was 18 years old. But I would say the past decade is when I really, really ramped it up in terms of my training. And then even being sober for the past 800 and something days. Who's counting? But shout out to all the sober people in the building.
That's amazing. Absolutely.
I almost leaned on training as like, listen, I'm not doing the other thing, so this has to be good for me. But I've gotten to a point where like I look good, but I didn't really feel good. And every single year I come on this podcast and I'm like, I'm going to recover better. I'm going to take 2 days off. I'm going to make sure I'm doing this. And I don't do it. But I've gotten to the point that like, I have to slow down a little bit. And recovery is actually me building more strength.
Absolutely.
So I need you to speak life into me and tell me how important it is, because I don't listen to my own advice. So.
I'm the same way as you. I was definitely the same way. It's like a drug. Working out is like, to me, it was like a drug. It's like I get this dopamine hit. Like I feel so fantastic afterwards. But again, we do have to understand that recovery, sleep is where we build the muscles, not when you're lifting, but when you're resting. And it really took a long time for me. I think for me, it was mostly when I went through perimenopause, which I'm still going through it, but it was when the first shock happened, when I woke up one day and I'm like, what is happening to my body? I can't sleep. I'm bloated. I'm gaining weight. I don't even know what the hell is happening. And and I was like, and I'm working out every single day. What is happening? And I had to put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, okay, so I'm doing all these things and I'm still having these bad symptoms. Clearly there's a disconnect here. So maybe let me relax a little bit. Let me take a couple days off. And I'll be honest with you, it was hard. It was like when I have to talk myself down a ledge, like it really is hard to try to get yourself to work out less when you worked out so long for so many days, so many years. It's very, very hard, but it's so important for us to take some time off, recover. I'm doing meditation. I'm doing some yoga, which I've never done before. Every time I hear somebody say they're doing yoga, I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus, here we go.
Right.
Yoga, like these, woo-hoo people. I'm like, oh, Lord. But now I'm doing it and I feel really, really great. My body's changing so much more than it did before. I just feel so much better when I take time off. And it was hard. It was very, very hard.
Okay. Another word that is just coming to mind a lot is inflammation. And I think a lot of people deal with inflammation. how do you measure inflammation in your own body? And is that
Yeah.
something that you like are able to give tips and pointers on to basically tell somebody if they're inflamed or not? Obviously you can, like I'm assuming maybe red in the face, which I know that I get at times, the feeling of bloat, but
Yeah.
are there things that are like really obvious to you, maybe as a thought leader and expert in this space that can help people?
Yeah, I mean, for women that come to me, the biggest place that they are inflamed is their stomach.
And is that a feeling?
It's a feeling. You can see it too. It's that after Thanksgiving feeling that, after you eat and it's just like, oh my God, I got to unbutton so many buttons. And it's like, but I didn't even eat anything. That's when women are like, but I didn't eat anything. I had a salad and I'm like so bloated, I can't even button up my pants. So that's the inflammation that a lot of women, when they come to me, that's what they're talking about. The bloat, the inflammation, extra fluffy everywhere. They put on their pants and it's, tighter and, they're I just wore it 2 days ago and now it doesn't even zip up. What the heck is happening? And I didn't even eat anything. So that's the inflammation. And again, it's just the stress from the body, all the things that we've been doing to our bodies for so many years. And when we're going through hormonal shifts, it escalates even more. The inflammation is really something that a lot of women come to me a lot for. So that's a big thing.
Okay. Now, I know there's a major correlation. Really, I believe it's men and women, but the most successful people that I've seen, they do tie, it's a blend of nutrition, taking care of the body, taking care of the mind, all of that stuff encompassed in one. But what does leadership look like in terms of nutrition? And what's the correlation there for you?
Yeah, I mean, you mean like for corporate women or business women?
Just leadership and just like taking control of your own life.
Yeah.
And being a leader, right? Like, how do you because you have a lot of leadership skills and qualities that I see in you. How do you translate that over to your nutrition? Like for me, one thing I do is I'm like, if I'm working, I'm eating properly.
Right.
I'm eating 4 eggs. So my day is the same every single day. I'll work out. I'll have my protein shake. Then I have 4 eggs, tomato, and avocado. Then I have a protein bar for a snack. And then I have a grilled chicken salad. Then things go off the rails a little bit when I get home, and I've been really enjoying like cheese and crackers.
Hey.
Not the best snack, but it is what it is. And then I have like a steak and salad at night. And then my dessert is I have Cool Whip, strawberries, bananas, and then usually only half of an ice cream bar.
I love it. I love it.
And it kind of works. It kind of works
Yeah.
for me. But yeah, I'm looking for the correlation between leadership and nutrition.
Yeah, honestly, for me, for myself, I'm going to speak just for myself. It's about consistency and foundation. For me, as a leader, it's just about, like you just said, you eat the same thing every day. It's very boring. But as a leader and as a woman who's going through perimenopause and trying to take control of her nutrition, consistency and basic foundation is the best thing. And if you're busy, what's the easiest way for you to stay on track? Eat the same damn thing every day. And I tell women, we can spice it up here and there, but let's not try to be fancy. Let's not try to do this fancy stuff where you're trying to eat things that you don't even know how to pronounce. I have women sometimes come and be like, oh, I had a friend who ate some bowl or something. I'm like, do you even know what the hell is in it? She was like,
bowl or something?
Some weird bowl.
Acai bowl?
It wasn't an acai bowl because my kids love acai bowl. It wasn't an acai bowl, but it was some bowl with some funky stuff. And I'm like, girl, do you even know what is in there? She's like, not really, but she's eating in it. And everybody else, I'm like, let's not try to be cute. Let's stick to the foundations because you're busy. You have jam-packed schedule. Why are you trying to be cute? Let's stick to what works for you. Let's stick to the foundation. If it's grilled chicken with baked potatoes and broccoli, let's just stick to that for it. If it gets busy, we can throw some condiments on top of it, but let's not try to be fancy here. Like, to me, leadership, consistency, and foundation is the core. Make it easy on yourself. You're already busy. Why are you trying to be fancy and doing weird stuff and eating things that you don't even know what the heck is it?
I agree. I think some people would say, wow, you're tough though. Like,
I know.
because so you do believe in the basics of like the grilled chicken, the ground turkey, the steak, the fish.
Yes, I do. I do to a point. Now I know that it is more like, bikini, but I do too. It's more like, bikini models, trying to look good for the stage and things like that. I get it. But the thing is, again, we have to really think about this. When you're busy, when you're trying to run out the door, when you have meetings back to back, are you really going to have the time to make these fancy things? No. You probably have like about maybe 30 minutes to either eat or prepare your meals. So why not just do what works? Throw in some condiments if you want some spice in it. Throw in some new spices on your chicken, but stick to the foundations. Stop trying to be fancy.
I agree 100%. I do.
I do too. And I try to teach my clients the same way, and they do see the when I do say it, they're like, oh my God, you're like military style. But when they actually start incorporating, they're like, oh my God, my life is so much easier. Like, I just grab and go. I'm like, okay, there you go.
You meal prep?
I do.
You do. See, that's a little tough for me right now. I meal prepped my entire life, literally my entire life. But where I'm at right now with a 6-year-old and, all these activities and things like that, I have the discipline to where I go to, it's called Bagel Oven in the morning, and I get my 4 eggs scrambled with tomato and avocado, and then I go to chop, so I'm spending an arm and a leg, but I'm eating the same salad every day, whereas I would be prepping it at home. And I did the math. So I'm spending $16 on the salad and $8 on the eggs, right? So those are my two expenditures for the day. Now, if I were to go out and meal prep that, I would probably be saving around $50 to $60 a week. That's not really worth it for me right now. I got to be honest. Like, that's where I then value my time. And I'm like, for me to sit for 2 hours and prep all this
100%.
stuff. And eggs, I don't really, like, you can't really prep. No. I would have to take it in a plastic bag, hard boiled. Right. So I'm like, for the enjoyment factor, I'm not meal prepping. But there was a time in my life where I was crunching the numbers, and the $50 a week was significant to me. But now I'm like, I have the discipline to go to the salad place, even though Popeyes is right next door.
Correct.
And I think a lot of people don't have that discipline.
Correct. And I think that you just made a very, very good point right there, where a lot of people are like, I'm not going to meal prep. That's so, like, that's just way too much for me. But I'm like, do you have the discipline and the foundations first to be able to not meal prep? And most people don't, especially when they're busy. See, I meal prep not because I want to, just because it's 4 of us. My son is an athlete, my daughter's an athlete, and then I'm training, my husband is training. So in order for me to keep some sort of sanity or an organization in my house, trying to feed an 18-year-old, it's like, I need a loan from the bank to
Where
be
do
able
you shop? Costco?
I don't. I do BJ's and Stop and Shop.
Okay.
But it's even then I have to make like 2 to 3 stops because it's like he comes down every hour. I'm like, Mom, I'm hungry. I'm like, dude, you just ate. What are you doing? Like, so I meal prep only for my own sanity. But I agree with you. Like, sometimes it doesn't even make sense. It's better just to buy the food. So again, that's why everything is dependent on you. Like, what makes you happy? What works for you? You have to understand what works for your life, your body, what is beneficial for you, and you have to know that in order for you to make the decisions. But a lot of people make the decisions before they even know what the heck is good for their life or what fits their life. Right. And this is where you see a lot of women bouncing from things to things and trying what Susie tried and tried what this person tried. But it's like, you don't even know what works for your body. You're just trying random things. It's first, let's figure out what works for you, your life. Let's figure out what that is. And then we can start, not meal prepping or buying your food instead, because now you already know what works, what doesn't work. You have the foundation, you have the knowledge. So now you can divert and do different things.
Shout out to Boundless Nutrition, because if you're serious about your health, your performance, and your lifestyle, this place is a game changer. Boundless Nutrition is a hub for people who refuse to live average. We're talking ready-to-go healthy meals for busy professionals, sports performance supplements, vitamins you can trust, training gear, and the best protein shake bar around. So whether you're chasing strength, fat loss, endurance, or just trying to feel better day to day, they've got you covered. And let me say this, Amanda and the entire Boundless team are incredible, knowledgeable, welcoming, and genuinely invested in helping you win. If you're in Westchester County, New York, stop by 54 Washington Avenue in Pleasantville and experience it for yourself. You can tell them you're a friend of Dave's and find them on Instagram at Boundless Nutrition NY. Because at the end of the day, change your lifestyle, change your life. Now, back to the epic. Okay, you're tapping into something that I would like to discuss a little bit. What do you think? Because I agree, people just switch way too often.
Too much.
What is the minimum amount of time somebody should spend on a specific diet or routine before they switch?
Yeah. It depends. It's really different for everybody. A lot of people are really disciplined and are able to do it in 2 to 3 months or maybe even 2 months. But then there are other people who think that they're disciplined, but when they do it, it's taking them a little bit longer just for the simple fact that they're busier and they're trying to tie down their habits. So it really depends on on the person and the type of person that they are. And because I think a lot of people say, I'm disciplined, I'm able to do this. But when they start to do it, it's like, but, I'm going out with my girlfriend. So, I'm not going to be able to do the diet that I had, or I'm going out, I have a wedding. So I'm not. So again, it really depends. That's why I don't tell people you can lose all the weight and be where you want to be in 2 months, because you really don't know.
Right. Okay. Because in my mind, I was thinking it's got to be at least 3 weeks of doing something consistently, where I believe if you actually do it for 3 weeks to a T,
Yep.
you will find out, one, if that diet works for your body, how you're feeling, your energy levels. But what I see is people will try something for 3 days, be like, I'm getting on the scale every day and I'm not seeing the results. I want to pick your brain on this because I actually deal with a couple different women in my life in terms of the training world, right? But Mary Bell, I don't know if you know Mary Bell Terry.
Yes, I love her.
Yes.
Oh, so sweet.
She weighs in with me every day.
Okay.
And I make her do it. And at the beginning, she was like, I don't know. I don't really want to weigh in. And I'm like, look, I'm not really looking for the number. I'm looking for the accountability, because you can swing 3 pounds in a day and still eat completely perfect. You could be holding water. You could be on your menstrual, like all of that stuff. What's your thought on weighing in every day for people?
I actually
you like
think
it or no?
I love it.
You do?
I do. Do you know why? Because you just made a very good point. One day I could wake up and I'm 2 pounds up, but I didn't sleep well last night. And then the next day I dropped 3 pounds, and then I'm back up because I had extra sodium, and then I'm back down because of whatever, and then I'm back up because of my menstrual cycle. So weighing yourself once a week doesn't give you any data. You have to weigh yourself every single day, take the average, compare it to the week before, and that is going to give you where you're actually burning fat, changing your body composition, and not just water weight. Weighing yourself once a week is crap. If you're going to do that, might as well don't do it.
You're the real deal. I'm sold. I'm sold. And it's not just because, we're agreeing on the same page, but it's truly how I feel, because a lot of people utilize that as an excuse too. It's like, oh yeah, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays are my weigh-in days. And it's like, no, you really should be checking in with yourself every day.
Correct.
Because that measure from week to week is so important. Data matters.
Absolutely.
And I really believe that. Now, what's a healthy weight loss per week? Like 1 to 2 pounds?
1 to 1.5.
1 and 1.5. 2 is aggressive.
2 is aggressive. Like you're really going in, which is great. I mean, hey, do it. Absolutely. But I feel like for women, I always do 1.5. They would love 5 pounds,
which happens sometimes in the first week.
100%, because it's mostly water weight.
Yep.
Mostly water weight. But 1.5 is what I usually gauge it at.
Okay.
But again, a lot of women are going to say, well, I get triggered when I weigh myself. And it's like, okay, great. If you get triggered, even more reasons for you to get on that scale. No, get on that scale.
I like
that is just a number. That doesn't define you. Like a lot of women make that number mean something about themselves. Nobody knows how much you weigh. You don't have your weight on your forehead. Nobody knows what you weigh. Who cares? It's for you. But a lot of women make it mean more than what it is. It's a damn number. It's just a tool.
All right. I love it. How much of the health transformation would you say ends up becoming identity transformation in people, right? Because you probably see 2 types of clients: those that are like all in from the beginning and then they fall off.
Yeah.
And then those who are really committed. And I would assume that those who are really committed end up finding so many more results than what they were originally just trying to achieve with your work.
Yeah. And honestly, it's the clients sometimes surprise me, because the one I thought that was going to do it and really go through didn't. And the one that was a little bit lagging in the beginning is the one that goes full force. And they really do see themselves like, my goodness, look what I did. I can do this. And it really is identity transformation, really soul transformation with themselves, their relationship with themselves. They're like, my good, look what I did. I cannot believe. So I definitely think that anybody who goes through any sort of health transformation also goes through an identity transformation. Hands down. Yes. 100%. 100%.
All right. I'm coming back to you now.
Yes.
In your own personal world. Just because, the No Snooze podcast is essentially a call to action, wake up and attack everything you do. But you get there through the really tough, challenging times in life. So for you, was there ever a really hard season that you now walk through, and now you're on the other side, but that time was really difficult in your life?
Yeah. From when I started ReVibe, I was so petrified. Even though I knew I was disciplined, even though I was able to do meetings, I was in front of corporate people doing meetings, doing presentations. I did all that. But when I started to do ReVibe, I was scared to death.
And when was this?
This was about 2 years ago, two and a half years ago. I was petrified. I was afraid to get on camera. I was afraid to talk. I was afraid to talk to people. I was afraid people would judge me, like I was going to fail. And I was petrified. I literally would say, I'm not doing this anymore. I would take a shower and I'm like, oh my God, Lord, why did I get into this? But kind of getting past that and just throwing myself into situations where I would never, ever do. Like I did panels. I spoke in front of women. I spoke to women. I went to networking events by myself, didn't know anybody. Putting
That's
myself
scary.
in, oh my God,
Yeah.
It is so scary. But I forced myself to do it. I'm like, you're going to go because you're going to prove to yourself that you can do this. But once I got past that, now it's like nothing. But I can respect people when they're first going through it because I'm like, I've been there. I get it. I get you. I'm here. If you need me, talk to me. But it is a very scary. I thought it was the end of the world for me. I don't know why I was thinking that. But it was very, very scary.
Okay. No, I like that. Is there a difference between what you would tell the 30 to 35-year-old woman and the 40 to 45-year-old woman right now?
Yeah, I would honestly, if my 35-year-old woman, I would tell her, let's really focus on your nutrition and working out. Like, let's really hone in on that and let's get to know your body. A lot of women, when they go in their 40s, they have no idea. They don't know what makes it tick. They don't know anything. They don't know about anything about their body. All they know is that this is my size. This is what I look good in, and that's it. They don't know anything under the hood. I would tell a woman 30, 35, get to know your body. Really get to know your body, the ins and outs, all the things. And my 45-year-old woman, I would tell her, you're not getting older. You're just beginning. It is not the end of the world. Things will get better. Let's just focus on what you're eating. Let's focus on your hormones. Let's focus on your body. And just keep going.
Because 45 is not old at all. Like that's like half the life, right?
Yeah, I'm
like,
46.
You're 46?
I'm 46.
Wow, okay.
Yep.
You look, CV, 46, baby. I'm 36. Hey,
Yeah.
hey. Shout out to the babies in the building.
Yep.
Because you have so much more life to live.
Yes.
And honestly, I feel like, when I was like in middle school and you hear like your parents are 40, you're like, oh my God,
Yes.
they're the oldest thing. They're like fossils. And now you're here and you're like, wait a minute, I am just getting started.
That's literally me. I feel I'm so much more intelligent, so much more brighter, so much more alive than I was in my 20s and 30s. I don't know what it is. It's just, I guess once you get into your 40s, you're like, I've already lived that. I already know what I want. I already know my goals. I already know where I'm going. I'm just going to go.
Okay.
When you're in your 20s and 30s, you're trying to figure out, I don't know where am I going? I don't know. But in your 40s, you're like, whatever, I already did it. I'm just going.
What's your take on women having babies later on in life now? Because it's becoming more and more normal.
Yes, I've seen
right?
that.
And you're seeing that. Whereas years ago, it was like, you had to be married at 22 and you had to have the baby by 25, 3 by 30. Like,
yep, that was me.
And now, and now it's very normal to be 35 and not have a baby yet.
Yep.
Right? And have a baby at 37, 38, 39 years old.
Yep.
42.
Yeah. I think,
as long as you're healthy?
As long as you're healthy. And also, I think right now, science is just improving day by day by day and giving women so much more opportunities to really tap into their health and their longevity. And I think that's what it is. Women are focused more on their careers, making themselves feel really good. And I think that with science, again, improving every single day, women are probably going to end up having kids into their mid to late 40s, 50s, probably, if we continue this way. Because I know you're right, so many more women. I know 2 women who are pregnant. They're 44. I'm like, my goodness, what in the world? Like back then, when I first was, in my 28, I was like, oh my God, you can't have a baby past 33. The baby is going to have problems. You're going to have problems. Like you can't have. So I think it's amazing that women are doing that. I mean, more power to you.
I think it's amazing
More
too.
power
And
to you.
my girlfriend is on the other side of this listening right now. She's like, David, why did you ask that question?
It's an important question. I think it's very important.
But no, I know a whole bunch of literally they're 33 to 37-year-olds that, maybe they freak out and my girlfriend, she's amazing, by the way. She puts no pressure on that, and she is 35. She claims she's much younger than me, but 35 years old and no kids, but living a very healthy life, chasing her dreams and really in love with that process. But you always hear, even the 33-year-old, like, oh my God, my life is over. I don't have any kids. And it's like, no, like, listen, right? You're here to tell them no.
Yes, no, my goodness. You have so much more. Oh my gosh, you have so much. You're babies. You're babies. At 33, you're such a baby, and you can do so much, and you have so much time to do so many things. I mean, so many women can do so much in a year. So if you're 33, you have so much time to do so much, for yourself, personally, business, health, babies, moms, everything. You can do anything.
I love that. Now, if every woman was listening right now and can take one action starting tomorrow, what would that action be? And then also talk to the guys who are in a relationship with a woman.
Yeah. I honestly, and this is a good question with the male aspect, but for women, if they're listening right now, if you can do just one thing, please focus on your breakfast. Make sure that your breakfast has protein. Make sure your breakfast has carbs. Make sure your breakfast has fats. Don't skip breakfast, and don't wait too long to eat between meals. So those are the two things I would tell women to start. That's easy to start tomorrow. Don't go crazy, just something really small. Make sure that you're focusing on your breakfast, and don't wait too long to eat between meals. And for guys, somebody actually came up to me, a male at the panel afterwards. He was like, I have a girlfriend, and I think she's going through hormone. What can I do as a guy to support her? I thought I've never gotten that question, but I thought it was such a great question. And I think for men, it's basically just, and it sounds cheesy, but just supporting your woman, not like, oh, honey, yeah. Or stay out of the way.
Watch out, Shark Week is here.
But I think it's just supporting women, and not, oh, let me give you a back rub, but like really supporting, like, what can I do to help you? Like, what can I do? Do you want me to, do the dishes, clean? Do you want to cook together? Do you want to maybe take a class where we learn about nutrition or learn about what foods work together? Really supporting her, but understanding her, I think, is so important. I have my husband, who is absolutely amazing, and he does such a great job with that, with, yes, staying out of my way, but also
he does a great job. He's quiet and he gets out of the way.
I don't hear him sometimes for days. No, but he does a great job with supporting me, asking me, what can I do? What do I need to do to help you? And I think that's so important. And women don't hear that a lot. So
sounds like he has a lot of wisdom, because I could tell you one thing, guys, you do not want to do. You do not want to coach. Okay? Because that's where I've gone wrong.
Yes.
And I am I feel like I'm a problem solver. So like, if you come to me with a problem, my initial thought in my life is to solve the problem. Absolutely. And be like, hey, well, maybe we should do this, this, and this. And then, a couple times Katie has to humble me and say, listen, leadership expert.
Yes.
I am not a client of yours.
Yeah.
You do not coach me. You are my man.
Yeah.
And I just want you to be there to listen,
Absolutely.
to support me. So I've learned.
Yes.
I'm learning.
It's important. Because we don't need you. It's true. We're already going through so many shifts. We don't need you to tell us anything. We just want you to at least let us know that you're there.
Right.
And then I think that's very important for men to do. Just tell her that you're there.
Okay. All right. My final question to you is, when people hear the name Jennifer Rozon, 30 years from now, what do you want to be remembered for?
This is a good one. I actually want to be remembered with just helping women, giving them a safe space where they can come and feel supported. I actually just created a women's hormone circle, just about meeting every month, talking about the things that nobody wants to talk about, and having that support where other women are also going through what you're going through, and you shouldn't feel shamed. If you're going through something that feels weird and you don't want to talk about it, this is a space to do it. And this is why I created my women's circle. Every month, we are going to talk about different things that women are going through. But I want to be known for that, supporting women, accepting women, and it's okay. Whatever you're going through, it's okay. That's basically what I want to be known for, supporting other women, uplifting them.
I love that. I just want to say thank you for coming on. This has been a masterclass. Really, it really is, and I think it's a great listen for men as well, because it's so important to really be a team in life. And too often we're focused on ourselves, either as a man or as a woman. But it's so good to have healthy conversations and to get to understand what the other side is feeling, because you can never experience it yourself. But before we close, I'd like you to look into that camera right there and let everybody know where they can find you, connect with you, and get all things Jennifer Rozon.
I love the way you're saying it right now. You are definitely
Yeah.
locked in. But I'm on Instagram, ReVibe for Women. I'm also on Facebook, Jennifer Rozon. I'm on LinkedIn, same thing, Jennifer Rozon. And yeah, that's where you can find me. I also have my website, ReVibe Coaching, and that's where you can find me.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for your time. Extremely grateful that we were able to make this happen.
Me too.
Yeah, even with the traffic.
Even with the traffic. Yes.
You did great.
Thank you so much.
Guys, so I just want to encourage you to connect with Jen and just follow all things through her. Today was, again, a true masterclass. So grateful to have you here. As always, guys, spread the message of the No Snooze podcast. We were able to tap into the top 10% on Spotify last year and the year prior. So this year, I'm not having the top 10%. We got to crack the top 5, Jen.
We're going to do it.
We got to do it. Spread the message of the No Snooze podcast. Share the show. You can shop the latest merch at nosnoozeshop.com. And if you haven't done so, please get a copy of my latest book, 30 Lessons to Lead. It's out now on all platforms, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Walmart, and you name it, it's there. So until next time, stop snoozing.
Get up and get after it.
And listen to your woman. Just get out of the way. All right? Thank you guys for tuning in. That's another epi in the books. You can follow us on Instagram at No Snooze Podcast and leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, No Snooze. Shop the latest merch at nosnoozeshop.com. Come on.